Jockey!
Do all the noises again.
Chicken jockey!
There you go. Going on with stream. I'm trying to get the label off of my water bottle because I don't believe in free advertising in today's society. You know what I'm saying?
Me neither. Fuck the system. Fuck water.
I didn't say that.
Chicken jockey!
I gotta read Jack Black.
You just finished Daredevil, yeah.
Yep, Daredevil's all done.
All done, and I feel like my theory has pretty much been proven in terms of doing this whole fucking 9-episode season just to set up a different season of, trying to just rework what they had to bring us somewhere else. This was a banger, though.
Yeah. It was a monumental banger. I think it effectively set up something bigger than what Daredevil has been.
It's one of those things where, can we get the immediate reaction graphic up? I want to see Kingpin's big fat face when I talk about him crushing a big fat skull. It's moments like that in this episode where I'm like, you can feel however you want to feel about the season thus far. If you did not fuck with the finale and what it's setting up, then clearly you're just not going to fuck with the show in general because
you don't fuck with TV.
There was certainly a very solid amount of brutality in this episode. A lot of violence.
Yeah.
Bringing Punisher back into the fold in a major way in this episode. Like, I feel like they set it up well throughout the season. They teased him coming back. And, it all just, this last episode, that it all kind of clicks together, I think. I kind of said that about last episode, like, towards the end, but then you get to this one, it's like, okay, you see the vision of where it's going, why they wrote around certain things. And it was pretty great having Punisher back in, I'll tell you that, too.
Yeah.
He tells him, I'm going to chop him up. And then he does.
I'm going to kill these guys, Matt. No, I don't want you to kill these guys. Kills these guys.
Brutally kills them, yeah. So,
it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, the themes were well played out. The setting up Kingpin and like reestablishing, what a threat he is, kind of bringing him back by the end of this closer to what he was like at the end of the Netflix series versus what he appeared to be in Echo and all that stuff. Although I've said that like I enjoyed Echo.
Right.
Up until the ending, but that's the other thing is like in terms of finales of these shows, I mean, I think you got Loki had solid finales, season 1 and season 2, and this is up there with it. Usually on these Disney Marvel shows, the season finales are where they just, I don't know, fuck it all up and try and just turn the last episode of the season into what may have been the third act of a Marvel movie or something.
Mm-hmm.
And, you don't really get that here at all. It feels much more episodic. It feels like the finale to a season of television, like setting up the next. And answering some questions about what you've seen thus far. I got to say, too, Max, I said it. Another thing I was kind of seeing coming and been talking about was fucking old girl, dude. Dr. Dumbass.
Yeah. She sucks.
Yeah, she sucks big time, dude. By this one, it's like he just got shot, all this shit. And then you get Kingpin in there. Or spoilers ahead. I mean, generally, this was very solid. And I feel satisfied. I thought it was bit of a bumpy road to come to a pretty fun and pretty interesting conclusion, or rather, to come to a point where we know where this series is going. Like we talked about this quick turnaround too. Like they're filming season 2 right now, so it's meant to we're gonna get there sooner than some
Yeah,
other things.
the ending of this show definitely makes you excited for season 2, but not necessarily in a cliffhangery way, more just in like a if you know the production side of things, like there's episodes that were done before and after they redid everything, and this is like fits within the feel they're going for with Daredevil in the after sense. Like before it was like old Disney plus shit, just
So this
whatever,
is
and
what I was gonna say too. Is like by this episode, I
then
definitely am getting the it's a new vision for this show, which these directors, um, Aaron Moorhead and Justin Benson, those are their names. But they did Loki season 2, and I had said it in the last episode, but then by this one especially, it's like you totally you feel their vision for it, how they're like tweaking something we already know. We've seen, it's continuing the Netflix story, but through a little bit of a different lens. It's a different team of directors who have a different kind of vision for it. And by this episode 2, I was like, I fuck with their vision. I fuck with the aesthetic of it, the way it's lit. It is different. And again, it's like one of those, if it's too different for you, then it is what it is. But personally, as much as I do love the original Netflix Daredevil, it got to a certain point. I talked about this about the third season where it was like a little repetitive, a little drawn out, and also, yes, Daredevil is a street level hero, but also kind of not. I mean, if you've ever read the comics, he fucking swings around as much as Spider-Man does. I mean, he's swinging around the fucking city and shit. He's not Batman,
yeah,
or even lesser. He's not like just some guy in the street beating people up. He does have larger than life abilities, and there are larger than life aesthetics attached to that.
it,
So I know, like, as much as people liked the ground level aesthetic of the Netflix series, leveling him up a little bit don't make sense to me here.
yeah. I don't think they're obviously not just gonna throw him in the Avengers like on the team or anything like that. It'd be
No.
too huge, but I think just bringing him into the fold the way they are is good, making him more than just a small scale guy, because that's all that you could really do on Netflix. Is like you can't, with Netflix they weren't like able to do anything large scale at all. They had to keep it all contained.
Right. It's like it was by necessity that they kept it pretty grounded, or he would just kind of put the costume on and beat people up,
Yeah,
which is great and has its value. But I think recognizing that you're not going to be able to achieve that exact aesthetic and then trying to do something in your own, like there were moments, especially in the last act of this episode, that felt very cinematic to me, um, and vibe, aesthetic, everything. So yeah, I was fucking with this pretty heavily. I liked the way they brought Punisher back into the fold again. The guy show running this is the guy who did Punisher, so he really knows how to write this fucking character. Like when he comes back in, it feels classic Punisher, classic Frank. Even maybe even more vicious. I mean, he was doing some nasty work here.
yeah. This,
Speaking of nasty work, I mean the fucking violence. Again, it's like either you just kind of don't fuck with this vibe, or you're just being a hater or whatever it is. But like, you really cannot make it's a different form of it. It's a different feeling, a vibe in terms of violence. But like, we watched a guy's skull get split in two in this episode.
the first
I don't
violence that
really think.
happens in this episode was so jarring too. Like it wasn't that, it was like when they're in Matt's apartment and then Punisher shoots, spoilers I guess, we're just getting into it, but Punisher
Yeah.
shoots a cop in the head with a shotgun, and
It
blows
blows
half
a
of his
huge. You
fucking
see his
head off.
brain.
Yeah. Like, did I just?
You see his brain dangling around. It's like,
I've
yeah,
seen
okay,
videos of people
we're doing
doing this. It, like, it looks just, it literally just
Yeah.
looks like the real thing. I'm like, this is fucked up. That was, yeah, that's actually one of the craziest things about just the violence and gore in this episode is that, not that I was big into looking at gore as a kid, but I looked at a little bit and it seemed pretty realistic, the shit they were doing.
Yeah.
Popping the head was like, fuck. And it wasn't just like
Yeah,
an instant
the
thing
Kingpin
either.
head pop, I think, is where that line is officially like, okay, either you're just straight hate, because there's no way you can argue this isn't as violent as the Netflix series. I mean, they went there with this last episode.
So at
Whether
least
or
it's
not you
gory.
like the stylistic way in which they're doing that, I guess is its own conversation. But it's not as though it's without its violence and gore and what have you. I mean, that
Yeah,
head pop, man, that was brutal.
it was probably,
That was way more over the top than I anticipated.
yeah, it was, this definitely at least lived up to the level of any bloody, whatever violent gore as any of the Netflix should. Um, it probably exceeded a few bits of it too. But violence aside, I think the episode, like, just like, that's awesome, and that setting the tone that way is awesome. Just the actual plot going on was cool too. I think
Yeah, I
the
mean,
whole
it feels like
blackout
we're
thing
kind of
was
getting,
cool.
we got rid of all the bullshit. Look, I think in retrospect, we're all gonna see that like Dario Scartapone, the showrunner, clearly had no fucking interest in doing Muse. It's like, get this guy out of here. So they figured out a way to just. So it was a misdirect about this season. Muse is the villain. Like, I
I
mean, he's
they
in 2 fucking
they
episodes.
definitely did a they did as good a job as they possibly could rewriting from the point they started at.
Sure.
I really don't think they could have done any better having to use what they already had shot or anything like that.
Well,
Because
that was what I
the
was
White
thinking,
Tiger
even
thing
with
too,
the.
like, that probably wasn't, that was probably an original, like, first script thing, was putting White Tiger in it and getting all these other
Yeah.
characters involved. But the way he was dealt with, the way that folded into the final version, is like perfect. Right? That was awesome. But Muse not as much.
Yeah. They just got him in and out of there. But it does speak to the way they were able to, like, part of me thought they were just going to write off this therapist character, but clearly they're setting her up for season 2 to be not, borderline villainous, a character who. I mean, I definitely see her being in play in season 2. Matt's therapist girlfriend.
Yeah. I mean, because, well, she's not like an evil person too, which is, adds depth, I
No, but
guess.
she's so deeply misguided, and
Yeah.
I do think over the last 2 episodes they did a pretty good job setting that up. It's still a little drawing because it's like, like, what
I
did Matt really see in her? Not literally, but what was going on here? But even so, like, you know, post Muse's death, using that as some sort of like catalyst where she's just going full disc mode. Uh, they set it up decently, but it is like she's bugging the fuck out. I mean, the to know what she knows, and we see in this episode that he enacts martial law, and there's like a 8 p.m. Uh, you know
curfew.
curfew and all this fucking shit. And she's still just like, oh yeah, it'd be an honor to serve under you. Like she's a fucking idiot. But
Yeah. She's an idiot, and aside from that, I think I'm interested to see how they take the Matt Murdock and her relationship in the second season, because they could go in a
I
couple
mean, I
directions.
think they pretty much
I kind of hope
left
they.
it at a point where it's over. I mean, it's done. Like by the end of it, especially now with Karen back in, which was another big W, in terms of setting up the new season. Like with the leaks that came out originally about the version of the show that this was before, the original version wrote Karen out. That was what they were working with. But it's nice to see we're setting it up to write her back in, bring Karen back into the fold. We don't know the Foggy situation. People had theories, but I think he's dead. I think because it's come out that he's going to be in season 2, but I feel like it's just going to be flashbacks that are explaining the situation he had with his client, who Vanessa had taken out.
Yeah, I could see him potentially not being dead, but he's probably just dead. But I was speaking more not just romantic relationship. I just meant character relationship between Matt and her.
Sure, yeah, the,
Because
the dynamics will be interesting. I mean, I definitely foresee like maybe
I
halfway through the season she figures out he's Daredevil or whatever. I mean, they're broke. I think they're broken up, but
I kind of really don't want it to just do the same thing they've done every other season with characters finding out who Matt is, where it's just like they're pissed at Matt because Matt didn't tell them something, but Matt's upset because they're working with Matt's gonna be upset that she's working with Fisk, right? But then she's gonna be like, all you said was trust me, he's a bad guy, believe me. But like obviously he is, like, to most people, but she's
yeah.
gonna be like pissed at him, and he's gonna be like, oh fuck, I hate being Daredevil, I hate having two lives. I don't want to see that again. I'd rather
No,
just
I don't know. But at the same time, I do think that this show, again, like having to write some of these episodes backwards, where clearly they were stuck with like episodes 2 through 6, 7-ish, feel like they're all like fucking Power Rangers Super Sentai, where like you're using footage you don't want to write a narrative around it.
yeah.
Like they're all pieced together, and I think they've gotten away from a lot of that because I think that the showrunner realizes that it's fucking annoyingly redundant to keep doing the stories. And the directors too, the way they've spoken about like getting excited for season 2 and everything. The way this season ends is like he is Daredevil. There's no more bullshit. We're done with the bullshit. We're done with the like, am I though? Also, can I be? Like, no. We're done with this. Again, that was like when I talk about the season 3 Netflix season was like that was what annoyed the fuck out of me with that season was the dragged out like, but am I? Who is Daredevil? Is it me? Like I'm there. Are how many hours into this shit and you're still doing this? Like, can we not? Please, please, enough.
Yeah.
And this season seems to. By the end of it, it's like we are back. And Karen gives a good little monologue. She has where she speaks on him recognizing the darkness as light and the balance and whatever the fuck. It's basically implying no. Clearly, when Daredevil should be here and when not, whatever. If this is how you got to do it, then it's how you got to do it.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna pull back on the whole. Should I even be doing this shit? And I think that's also, the leaks we've seen, the new Daredevil suit, which is like way more, looks pretty badass even on a set photo.
Literally darker. You know,
Yeah,
you want to
it's
go all
black and red with the
English
classic,
teacher.
um, classic Daredevil symbol.
DD.
So yeah, look, a lot of things that I think stylistically really worked for me in terms of cinematography. The needle drops I think were great. Like the "Killing Me Softly" with his song, the Radiohead drop at the end, all worked really well for me, just thematically, and it felt much more cohesive. These last 2 episodes felt the most cohesive out of the whole season. Like it was a very clear, assured, confident beginning and like this is full story. Outside of maybe like episode 3, the I think it was the Hector trial.
Mm-hmm.
That one was pretty good, pretty strong, and had a strong ending. But the last two are my favorites of the season for sure. Like they definitely came back heavy with it. I'm pretty hyped on season.
Yeah. They had no restrictions in the last 2 episodes, definitely. I think that's probably what they were trying to do with the shit they were writing around, is set themselves up so they didn't have to worry about it in the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Is just have a really solid ending.
Well, that's what explains just fucking getting rid of Muse. Like,
yeah,
let's just fucking shoot the dude, call it a day. Because
yeah.
they were not interested in telling that story.
No, I mean, it'd be.
And because in fairness, this other story is way more interesting. This shit, like the task force, the cops and the task force, and the whole how it's sort of analogous to the real life. That like these fucking crooked cops adopt Punisher symbology and all this shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of speaking to current real world political themes with the story they were going with, and I'm not sure how Muse would fit into that.
Yeah, it's just a serial killer story,
Yeah.
which could have its merit, but it just didn't, didn't necessarily belong here. Granted, do I think he should have just been shot? I don't know. I'm gonna tell how I'll feel about that, but it's not like Muse is Daredevil's arch nemesis. So,
and you could,
which speaking of the Bullseye
really
stuff,
you could just get another fucking Muse. Just get another guy who's like, I was inspired by Muse, and I'm also an artist.
Yeah. Sure.
Whatever. What were you saying?
Yeah, the
Bullseye?
way they're setting up the Bullseye stuff too, I think there will be a reluctant team up. I think that's what they're setting up is Daredevil and Bullseye linking up.
Really?
Take Fisk down. Again, look, it just has to be said because it's like by the end of this is so outrageous considering Fisk is the mayor. Where the motherfuck is Spider-Man, bro?
Yeah, I was gonna say one of the things about making,
because you got everyone else. You have swordsmen. The all other New York hero vigilante people are covered. Literally have the swordsman at the end of it. He's locked up. They got him. Like you see the character, and so it's like
where's Spider-Man? Where's Luke Cage? Not that he's gonna be swinging around, but he's in Harlem, I guess, doing Harlem.
Yeah,
shit.
the only thing with Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, one could argue like Jessica Jones is probably like just you can write it that she's just been drunk in a hole or something somewhere.
Yeah, she's not.
And Luke Cage has just been running this fucking nightclub in Harlem or something. But even Luke Cage, you would think with the fucking police brutality that's going on, he would have gotten someone involved.
Yeah, it'd be. I think in season 2, if they could go back and they're setting up for like kind of a lawless scenario for season 2. If they could just touch base with Luke Cage, like I doubt he'd be leaving the Harlem area. He's probably just like stopping looters that night,
Yeah,
what he was going about doing or whatever.
Yeah, you could.
I don't care about Iron Fist. Jessica Jones, yeah, she's not really she's a hero, but she's not like heroic. She's not going out for no reason.
Yeah, she's not literally. She's not the same type of vigilante. Like I said, it's easier for her. She's literally just a PI who happens to have super strength. Is the way they kind of write her.
Yeah.
NJ says you've not seen the finale yet. Yeah, I mean we're spoiling it right now. Pull back on the spoilers, I guess. Though. I will say though, and this isn't too much of a spoiler.
And
Joff A98 just gooned out 5 bits out of their buster.
Thank you. I will say the swordsman, man, like fucking A, dude. Like I'm actually looking forward to it. I think it was cool the way they wrote him in as like a very side character in the way you never see the swordsman outside of like in the BB report. You see like camera, somebody else showing her on their phone footage of him like fighting somebody with a sword. Like it's fun and goofy, but then I like how they were mainly writing to the Jacques Jack character, like just the rich diplomat dude. Um, and yeah, then the tease you get later with him. Yeah, it was just I'm hoping they're doing that because they want to set him up in season 3. I mean, sorry, season 2 of Born Again.
Yeah, I mean, it was appropriate for.
But again, like you're acknowledging swordsman exists, and we're not really acknowledging Spider fucking Man. Where the fuck is the motherfucker, bro?
He's.
Chicken jockey.
I feel like all that's happening is making the next Spider-Man movie writing either gonna have to be. It's just gonna be harder to write it if you don't acknowledge, like. Yeah, I'm Spider-Man and I'm remaking myself, and also I was depressed for 3 years and just didn't do anything.
Which does go against the ending of the last movie, though, where he's out there swinging.
Yeah, and it's not like you can be like, it's not like he did a Spider-Man 2, kept his head down, went to college, or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but like, with a full New York City blackout, and then like, vigilantes are illegal, and like, fucking dudes are getting shot in the head.
Shit. I mean,
like, he's a newspaper photographer. Assuming he's getting that
Is
job at
he?
some point.
Because
I don't know,
the
it doesn't matter,
MCU
but
version of Daily Bugle fucking sucks. It
yeah,
turned it into InfoWars.
he might get a similar job or something. But like, there's that guy that they just shot that looter and then pulled a hat over his head and called him a masked vigilante. Like, you think he might see this shit and be like, oh fuck, that's obviously bullshit. He's crawling through vents in the police station, But yeah, he needs
I don't
to
know.
show the fuck up or die off
Yeah,
screen.
the Spider-Man stuff, they're really gonna have to do some heavy lifting. I know that obviously that's like I see the whole deal with Sony and all that. But I would say it's maybe one of the writing oversights. There are creative ways you could maybe hint more. Like, they reference him in episode 2 or whatever it was, where it's just like people dressed like spiders attacking or whatever the fuck Kingpin says. But then it's like, there's gotta be something you can make some kind of tease or acknowledgement rather than the whole fucking city is fucked. Like the end of this episode is the third act of a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
The city's in darkness, the electricity's shut down, and people are looting. I mean, that's like the end of Amazing Spider-Man. So the fact that he's completely just vacant, that was a major head scratcher. Where the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, not even alluding to him is kind of crazy. Like at the end when there's explosions and shit going off, and like he's got Spidey sense, doesn't he? Like, he's got a radio.
Yeah.
It's just kind of wild. Not that New York City is small, but like he's Spider-Man.
Well, it's not, but Spider-Man is not just in Queens, I mean, that's like his main bag, but it's not, he's not just in Queens. The same way Daredevil isn't just in Hell's Kitchen. Like, they talk about Red Hook and shit this whole series, like, that's in Brooklyn. So, it's a little goofy.
You could have even done like a little shot montage when Fisk at the end is like, vigilantes are illegal, and then while he's speaking, just kind of show different vigilantes from like cell phone footage or something, or the BB on the street or whatever. Maybe it's like Spider-Man webbing up some cops or some shit.
Well, that's the thing, is they legally cannot show him in live action. Like, my thing, you could maybe even show like an eyewitness a drawing or something, like.
Yeah.
some
An
kind of bullshit
acknowledgement.
like that. Or yeah, maybe you show like cops webbed up on a lamppost or something.
Yeah. Just to show that he's there and doing anything.
Because by the end of it, it's like, it really is like, where the fuck is this kid? But, we got the swordsman. We got the swordsman in play.
Spider-Man, the power grid turned off for New York City somehow. Help. Nah. I'm gonna do my own thing.
Yeah, I went to my own thing. Yeah, it's goofy.
Maybe next
But
Spider-Man
look, on
we'll
the
just
bright side,
introduce
look,
Miles
the
Morales.
Punisher shit was very dope this episode. I mean,
Yeah.
it felt like a worthy build-up for him popping back in.
Yeah, for sure.
Him getting tortured scene was pretty good.
Yeah, the whole scene with him in the warehouse with the cops was pretty satisfying. Yeah, I don't know. This a great episode. I think the season overall suffered a bit just from the production shit, and having to write around stuff. But I think pretty solid start, pretty solid ending. Middle was
I
a
don't
little.
think, like, to me, it's like, this is maybe, if you're counting it in with the Netflix series, this is maybe the weakest season, but it's not as fall of a fall. It's not as far of a fall as I think some people thought it was going to be, or even portraying it to be, or whatever. Like, took a minute on the footing. We're in there.
It may be the weakest. You could argue the weakest season. I could see that, but like the best episodes of this season are much, much better than the best episodes of season one. Having just rewatched season one of Daredevil, like that show's consistent at least throughout. This, I mean, Born Again was not consistent. One of the faults of the season, but the Netflix seasons were consistent within themselves at least. So the argument there on whether or not it's the weakest just kind of comes down to how you judge that, because I think the
Yeah,
finale
how
of
you
this and the
break
high
it down.
points
I
were
mean, again,
so
though, I think
high.
it's because some people have nostalgia goggles for that Netflix Marvel series, though. Too. I mean, it is what it is. Like, it was so badass, dude. You could never get that bad. It's like, yeah, of course, it was cool, but also you were 17 and
Yeah.
clicked it, and the only other Daredevil shit was the Ben Affleck movie or whatever, So it, yeah, like it is good, but it's
There was no
it wasn't
Marvel shit
without
at
its
the
fault.
time
Like I
that's
said,
like
to me,
that.
like season 3 is a slog, and I was not a fan of the imposter plot line because again, it just gave another excuse for Matt to be like, "Who am I? What do I represent?" Like it was a repetitive story.
I gotta
But
go. Gotta
thankfully,
go
I
to
think by
St.
the end of it, we
Matthew's.
moved away from that trope.
Yeah. Father, is it okay to kill people? Well, Matthew, no. Fuck. Maybe I'll do it. Do you want some coffee? I'll take you up on that coffee some rain check. Yeah. He wasn't very Catholic this season, I will say. In Born Again.
No, he made references to it, but they definitely were pulling away from that, which I have seen. That's another thing some people didn't really like. But I don't know. I feel like we got plenty of it when he was living in that fucking church in season 3 or whatever, too. Like it's like
Yeah.
you've been there. It doesn't mean that you write that out of his character, but you don't have to fucking sit inside of it forever. We don't have to live in wants to be at the church. And I'm
Yeah.
sure, again, with the way that this season wraps up, the way that the tone subtly sort of shifts by the last 2 episodes, I'm sure they're gonna bring some of the religious shit back in for next season. So,
Yeah, it'd be nice if they had a couple scenes in a church in the next season. I thought they don't have to go super hard into it, but I think back to like the 2003 movie. There, like that's where he fought Bullseye at the end, right? That was actually a pretty cool scene.
yeah, I think I could be wrong. Somebody could yell at me for it. I think he lives in the church or something.
I don't
I
fucking
feel like
remember.
he lives in like the somewhere in a church, and that's where all his stuff is like hidden. And but I could be wrong. I don't know. I could be misremembering it.
I don't know. But churches are just cool settings in general.
Sure, yeah. I mean, he throws Bullseye out of the window of the church at the end.
That's pretty cool. Glass is stained with
a
blood.
pretty odd version of Bullseye.
That Bullseye was just a messed out fucking nutcase for no reason.
Yeah.
It's just Pitbull with a bullseye in his head. Not yet.
Yeah, look, I'm giving this finale an 8.8. If I had to do a out of 5, I don't maybe a 4 out of 5. I could go if I could, I would do like a 4.25. But I'm giving it like a 4 out of 5. The season overall, 3.5.
I'd probably give the finale a 4.5 on its own.
Yeah.
I think just the other things that like tie into it that are annoying, like the no Spider-Man mentioned is just like it's not like it detracted that much.
Yeah, it
It was
doesn't.
just annoying to
They're
know.
still telling a strong story. It's just if you have that awareness, it's
Yeah. It's not a plot hole, but it's annoying that they're not, whatever.
I mean, it's just the fact that it's in the MCU makes it kind of a plot hole. I mean, it's still.
Yeah, I
Huh?
mean, what would Spider-Man even do, like, other than swing in and beat people up at that? Like, if the end, like, he should be there stopping, like, rioting and looters and cops or whatever, but he's not going to be in the plot on the last episode for no reason. Like, obviously, we didn't think that, but just,
Yeah.
not having that, I think, hurt it for me, and I think just it's hard to give it like a perfect score, just even on its own, just because it is in the context of the season. But it left me wanting in certain ways. But the season overall, yeah, I think 3 point. I'd probably go a little higher, 3.75 maybe. Out of 10, out of 5. Sorry, not out of 10. That'd be crazy. Uh, yeah, because the lows weren't that bad for me. I don't think any of the episodes that I know you've been as we were going through them, like the bank robbery episode didn't bother me that much. It's definitely tonally completely different from everything,
Yeah,
and
I feel like
character wise,
especially
Matt
now
is like
getting to these
weird.
last 2 episodes, it's like that episode just feels like a totally different. That feel is for sure. I think in retrospect, people would be able to point to that episode as the most like Disney Plus episode of this whole show. Like,
I Yeah, and I think the only reason that's not good is because it's different. I think the episode on its own isn't really that terrible. It's fine. It's just like not the rest of the show. It's just kind of like a
I
whatever
mean,
one-off.
I was, I don't know. I thought it was kind of rough, but
It was goofy and dumb, and but it didn't piss me off to watch, I guess.
again, I think it's also because like my brain's already CW fried. Like I've literally seen this. I felt like I have seen this exact episode on fucking The Flash or on Arrow. Like I've watched this before.
Barry, there's 4 bank robbers. What are we gonna do?
Something.
Shit, I don't know. Half an hour later. Barry, did you try taking all their guns in half a second? what?
I get it. I have to run really, really fast.
Wait, one of the bank robbers can run really fast too for some reason.
Yeah.
No, yeah. And then he fucking snapped that guy's leg. I was reading a comment that was funny about that episode. It's like, he didn't even need to get the diamond at the end of the episode. He already had it and had given it to Kamala's dad. He just went after that dude in the street and broke his legs because he was like, he loved the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just stomped out the dude's knee. It was awesome.
All right, sure. Again, because that shit, my thing is like that plot line, it doesn't warrant its screen time to me. And again, I get that this is all like backwards engineered. I feel like that episode also feels the most unfucked with. Like they knew that episode was basically a bottle episode, and they were like, "Fuck it, we'll just keep that episode in, and then we can get back into it." But it's because it's just the what's happening in terms of it's Luca's guys who are trying to whatever. Like it does not warrant that much screen time. It did not warrant an hour of screen time just for that plot to just be like, oh, this guy's getting in over his head, and Vanessa's gonna have him popped.
Yeah, that could have, when you think about it in the context of like, they had written an entire season already, this very easily fits into like anywhere in the middle of a Disney Plus season of whatever the fuck, because it does nothing to any plot other than the loose Luca thing. That is just like,
Yeah, the Luca thing
moves
is
the plot
like
forward this
loosely
much.
connected to the Kingpin stuff, and then you're getting Matt realizing more and more that he needs to be Daredevil again. But again, it feels pointless considering the end of the episode prior, and then
It's a very skin deep like lesson learned too with Mr. Khan. It's like, family's important or something. See ya.
yeah. Yeah.
It feels like that season was going to end with like a big cookout with all the references all together, just in a She-Hulk style ending. Yeah. I was picturing it in a house, but yeah, that works. That's funny. I didn't even think of that before I said it.
Which, by the way, I do not hate She-Hulk. I mean, again, I think the ending fucking sucked, but I didn't hate She-Hulk. I thought, for what it is, if you're literally watching it like it's a sitcom, it was fine.
Yeah, it was fine. The annoying parts of She-Hulk is like stupid, the things with Hulk. I think everything She-Hulk related was fine and good.
The worst ending was, I mean, Secret Invasion is clearly just the worst overall, and it had the worst ending, but it was also just a piece of junk. Like, it was just, that was bad.
I don't even think
I think then the worst ending that I could think of to a show that wasn't that bad was Moon Knight. I thought the end of Moon Knight was so fucking dumb and so like tonally adrift from the whole rest of the show. It's like you're going through the show and it's this like psychological, not almost psychological thrillery kind of thing, and with this tinge of spirituality attached. You have the Ethan Hawke villain, and it's all kind. It was cool. I liked the show. I wasn't in love with it, but I liked it, and I liked the fucking what happened with. It went to whatever that was, like the spiritual realm or whatever the fuck. But then it like that show ends, and you're like, what the fuck? What's that?
Is that a hippo?
Yeah, the finale though is then just like, okay, and now I'm superhero, and also this chick, she's superhero too, and we're gonna fight in Egypt. Like it was just, what the fuck is going on? Like, and he turns into like a kaiju or something. Yeah, I don't remember, dude. It was just, I don't even know what I'm watching after the whole rest. Again, Miss Marvel is similar to, because like that show basically ended 2 episodes before it ended. Miss Marvel was like Can you even remember the last episode? It was dumb. There was like no villain.
Wasn't it
It was
she was
something
like in a
dumb.
parking lot and there were a bunch of people shooting at her and then she went into a sewer
Oh yeah.
after she got the bracelet.
The whole thing was like the villains. That whole story wraps up like 2 episodes before the show ends, and then they just do other stuff, and then there's like fights, and it goes boom, boom, pow.
Which is annoying because it's a good story.
Yeah, I liked most of Miss Marvel. Then again, the ending was just like, what the fuck is this? But also, Miss Marvel. I mean, it has its own tone. That's why I think it's people comparing Daredevil to they're gonna Disney-fy it. It's like it's a different show. Like Miss Marvel was the tone again up until the last episode or so, like which kind of sucked. The tone worked because it's a fucking goofy show about a teenage girl who
Got superpowers.
yeah, I mean it's
And
it
she's
had a
eclectic.
untone because that's what warranted what serviced that story. And I never thought, regardless of what they were gonna do with Daredevil, I never thought it was gonna be hokey jokey Miss Marvel, like we're doing animated segments and all that shit.
Yeah. No, Secret Invasion, definitely craziest, weirdest.
Yeah, that's at the bottom of the barrel. I mean, I think as far as finales go, this is the third best, I think, of the Disney Plus shows thus far in terms of a season finale. I would put
Oh,
season finales of Loki season 1 and 2 above it, and you got this. This was a strong
yeah.
finale. Even the best, I was sort of like background rewatching WandaVision recently,
Yeah.
and that show is a banger, dude. That show's really good. That WandaVision was awesome. Again, though, you get the last episode, and in retrospect, I do not think the last episode is as bad as it got criticized for being at the time, but it is a little it is a little like jarring considering like how conceptual the rest of the show was. And then you get to the finale, it's just like, and now we fight in the sky.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
It is kind of jarring. I was also just thinking Agatha all along. The ending of that was pretty solid.
That was a solid finale. Yeah.
I would put that probably fourth in terms of season finales because I'm not thinking of much else that's
Yeah.
that succinct. Like Cap, Winter Soldier, Cap, or whatever the fuck, Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV show has just kind of like a nothing ending where they just kind of wrote words on the page and then they said them and then the show was over.
Yeah, that show was kind of messy
In
in general, and then the ending was like things cornball. I mean, look, as for Daredevil Born Again right now for me in terms of Disney Plus shows, it goes Loki, WandaVision, Daredevil Born Again. I would think, and I hope that by the time season 2 comes around, it's going to bump up for me. Because, again, what I've seen from the last 2 episodes of this season, like, that's exactly is what I wanted to see, That was firing on most cylinders for me.
Yeah. I guess Hawkeye's ending was pretty decent.
It was all right, but it was the Kingpin reveal. He's in the Hawaiian shirt, and Echo shoots him or whatever.
Yeah. Oh shit. Ironheart. I forgot that even exists.
Yeah.
Is that still happening?
I think, but it's been delayed like 3 times.
Ironheart is scheduled to premiere on June 24th, 2025. That seems really soon. And I haven't seen
It does
anything.
seem really soon considering we've seen no footage.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just
hopefully-
looking at the Wikipedia page, and it says, yeah, August 6th is the Eyes of Wakanda series, which is an animated miniseries.
Yeah.
Even more.
I think they showed footage at D23 though, and the footage was generally well received for Eyes of Wakanda. They showed something for Ironheart, and I'm pretty sure the reception to that was like, okay. Like the consensus was like, oh, all right.
Great.
So we'll
I
see what
hope
that
it's
goes.
better
But look,
than that.
I'm getting kind of excited about Thunderbolts, I gotta say. Everything I'm seeing and hearing from early screenings and stuff is wrong.
Is what?
Strong.
Oh, I thought you said wrong. It was, the fuck?
You know, people seem to really be fucking with it tonally, and most of the effects are practical, and it's like pulling back on the CG. I mean, and it seems very character driven and all that shit. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna be there.
I'll be there too. Not with you, but at a different movie theater, being there. Or who knows, maybe I'll be in the same movie theater as you. And I'll say
Maybe.
Chicken Jockey.
Chicken jockey.
Piss everyone.
I was thinking before the stream how goofy Jack Black's career is right now. What even is his career? Is he a
Kinda just
musician still?
mascot.
Is he just Jack Black? Is that like his? Because I don't think of him as an actor anymore.
This is what I was saying after a Minecraft movie, which, by the way, has, you know, it's even grown on me a little more. I think that movie, but still, you know, that was part of my point. Was like, it's caricature-ish. It's like being a caricature of yourself.
Yeah.
It started to just feel like, okay, where are we going with this? He hasn't done a movie that's not just some goofy shit since
King Kong.
since 2018.
Huh. What was that?
He did a movie called The Unexpected Race, and he did a movie called Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot.
Okay.
He did The Polka King in 2017. I liked that movie.
But it's been a few years.
Yeah. Because since then, he's done... Since Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot, he's done House with a Clock in Its Walls, Goosebumps 2, Jumanji Next Level, Apollo 10 and a half. Oh, that was considered a good movie. Oh, he was a voice in that. They did the Weird Al movie, the Super Mario Brothers movie, Kung Fu Panda 4, Borderlands. They're saying another Minecraft, where again he's just.
I think he'll have a resurgence in a few years because I feel
I
like a lot of
anticipate
this.
he's gonna come. He's gonna.
I
In
feel
a
like
couple
his
years,
child
do
is
some
like
fucking prestige movie.
finishing high school and going into college these last few years, and he's just kind of like moving into a different part of his life right now.
You know,
He's got a lot of things going on.
he's got some bangers under his belt though. He's in
Wiener.
one of my sister's favorite movies, which is The Holiday, rom-com where he's Kate Winslet's love interest.
Oh,
Very against type.
they on a
Cute.
boat?
No, they're not. Not on a boat.
Weird.
No, it's very weird.
It's weird that Kate Winslet is in love and not on a boat.
She's been in love before.
I don't know about that.
Scorned many times before as well.
Jack Black's married to you. Tanya Hayden. It's his wife's name.
You think we're related?
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's her last name and it's spelled different, but maybe. She's one of a triplet. There's 3 of them. Yeah, Thunderbolts. What's the other one happening? What's the other movie coming out?
First, it's Thunderbolts, then
Avengers.
there's something. Is there something before Avengers? Did you see that leak I sent you of the Doctor Doom?
Oh, was that the old RDJ
Yeah.
Photoshop? I didn't know if it didn't look real, but I have seen that.
There's a lot of leaks from Doomsday coming out that are real. There are leaks of James Marsden and Ian McKellen.
Oh,
Leaks of
Fantastic
James
Four.
Marsden. Well, yeah, Fantastic Four, duh. I'm reluctantly looking forward to that as well, especially the somewhat privy to the leaks going on with that. In terms of what the story actually is.
I don't know if it was a leak or a theory.
And I like
read.
Matt Shackman, who did WandaVision. So
Oh, is he
it looks like it
director?
has more aesthetic quality to it than some of the other shit.
I don't know if there's a leak or just someone's theory that I read that's like Fantastic Four went up into space in like the MCU universe, and then they went to a different universe in space, became the Fantastic Four, and then this movie's gonna be like about them trying to get back to the, I guess it's technically the 616. The movie 616 universe, whatever the main one
Yeah.
is. And then they're gonna be like, Galactus is coming. We gotta stop him, Doom. Or something. Whatever. It's gonna kick off in the same way that Ragnarok led into Infinity War. It's probably gonna lead into Doomsday. Maybe on the way back they just grab all the X-Men. You guys get on the ship too. I'm Joel in the Last of Us TV show.
I'm Steve. I want Steve with me.
We get the bear.
Chicken jockey.
Ben Grimm needs us to get the bear from Chicago. Oh, he's out of the hut right now.
Oh.
What the fuck is movies right now? Some of these movies gonna be good, some of them not gonna be good. That's what the world's come to.
Well, isn't that the way of the world?
I've just got this feeling that the Mandalorian movie is gonna be so fucking bad.
Yeah, I know.
I don't trust Dave Filoni at all.
Well, it's him and Favreau, but I don't know, man. The whole it's all on the volume too. Like I'm done with that.
It's gonna be a movie that doesn't do anything plot-wise. You know what I mean? Like it's just gonna.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just good. It's
The man
they literally said that it's like scrunching together whatever was left, what they were going to do for the next season of The Mandalorian.
That's so
whatever
dumb.
the next season of the show was scrunched into a movie. So I'm not too hype on that. In regards to the Doctor Doom leak, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of people saying it is real, but it's not actually him. It's a composite. It's like
it's a leak of a Photoshop.
Art. Yeah, it's a leak of the. It's like
Okay.
picture of someone's computer with creating a CG model of what it's going to be. And I don't think we can show it without our video getting booted off of YouTube later, but
You can just explain that it's
to describe it, I think it looks dumb as fuck.
it's just Doctor Doom, but Robert Downey Jr. old.
Not because he's basically wearing a black like Iron Man suit, but then with the green Doctor Doom cape, and then he's got long white hair like Magneto. He looks like
Yeah.
Magneto Iron Man with a green cape.
Yeah, he looks
Which
like
to me, the way that then the suit looks makes it seem like they're gonna do the. This is just a evil variant of Tony, who in his universe becomes Doctor Doom,
looks
like
like
an
Ego.
immortal Iron Man goofy thing.
He's got the same hair and beard as Ego from Guardians too.
Yeah, pretty much. I think the hair though is giving a little bit of Magneto in X-Men '97. Long white hair.
Yeah, sure. Maybe
But
this is
yeah,
a fake
I mean,
leak.
what?
Maybe this is an intentional fake leak.
It
Maybe
could
it's
be
a
intentional, trying
Sonic
to
the
test the
Hedgehog situation.
waters to see how people react to it.
Yeah.
Sneaky. But I don't know, man. I mean, the whole thing, like, I think I sent you this as well. This recent quote from Joe Russo, who was saying like they're doing their best to make the movie TikTok for a TikTok audience or something. It's like the worst quote I could have possibly read. The way they're approaching making this movie, I was like, oh my god! Especially saying that after the Electric State, which bombed in every way possible.
Yeah.
But he said, yeah, some shit about I want to see the quote. Russo says, we are designing, in terms of talking about Avengers Doomsday, he says, we are designing a movie specifically for the TikTok audience. Embracing the low attention spans will save the industry. I mean, what does that mean for, like, what this movie's going to be like, though? Like, I don't know, dude. It's just going to be full of, like,
I am Steve.
especially, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, especially now after like Minecraft's a hit, like, are they just gonna try and make meme? Every scene's a meme and like
Falcon Jockey.
Yeah, Falcon Jockey, dude.
Winston Steel.
God.
I don't know, dude. Like I said, the one shit that's the only reason I'm gonna see this movie actually is because they knew they were doing it too, but they're suckering, they're fucking knitting and fondling my member berries with the fucking James Marsden and Alan Cumming fucking X-Men bullshit.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yes, okay, I will want to see you just absolutely fan service the shit out of my face and put James Marsden in the fucking X-Men '97 costume. Like, obviously, oh, fuck off. I guess I'm gonna have to fucking see it.
Yeah.
but I'm not happy about it.
No, of course not. What if what if there's a big switch up and Robert Downey Jr. is not Doctor Doom, and the big switch up is that Jack Black is Doctor Doom?
Oh hell yeah, dude!
How awesome would that be?
That would be so awesome.
If
I
you
have
cast
heard
Jack
that like
Black to be the smartest guy in the fucking.
I am Steve.
I have heard that they are doing something similar to, because they're basically taking up the pieces of what the Kang movie was supposed to be and then just using Doom now instead. But I have heard that they're using RDJ, Doctor Doom variant, whatever, to then introduce a different version of Doctor Doom played by like an actor who's actually, hopefully, maybe well cast to play Doctor Doom, who will be like the actual 616 Doctor Doom. Because
Kevin Hart.
yeah, dude, for sure it should be Kevin Hart for Doom. Hashtag Hart for Doom.
No, it'll be Henry Cavill.
Healy, dude. Yeah, that's Henry Cavill.
That wouldn't be terrible, but like fuck. I don't want that though. That'd be better than Kevin Hart though.
Yeah.
But let's not limit our options to Kevin Hart or Henry Cavill. Throw John Cena in there too.
You wouldn't be able to see him.
Just like Invisible Girl.
Invisible. Yeah, dude. I mean,
Wait, is this
it's
Sue
funny
Storm's
because people were
ass or
talking
is
about.
this Doctor Doom's ass that I'm fucking right now?
Jeez.
You're fucking Doom, Reed. Oh, bro.
I think just with the more content they're churning out, this franchise, the MCU is already super fractured, and I think it's just going to become more fractured. Of like, eventually, it'll be more like comics, where you just pick and choose what the fuck you want to watch. I think, hopefully, Kevin Feige's kind of figured out too. Like, you can't make every single MCU property a necessity for somebody to watch. Like, that was the lesson learned, I think, from Doctor Strange too. Especially was like, you had to have seen like 3 other things to understand what the fuck was going on. And even then, and it still
Even
had
then,
plot
it
holes.
doesn't really line up with WandaVision.
Yeah.
Because they didn't watch WandaVision writing the fucking movie.
They were like literally given like a Wikipedia summary of what was going to happen in the show, and then
She lost her kids? She's probably pissed.
let's do that. Yeah, it's goofy, dude. So look, I mean, I think at this point we're gonna get what we're gonna get. Again, maybe that speaks to the lack of Spider-Man and Daredevil. Like, just enjoy Daredevil for what it is. Put it out of your mind. Except that for some reason the swordsman's out here kicking around. Spider-Man's AWOL.
They really need to have a good reason for Spider-Man to be.
Yeah, they really got to come up with something good.
And they gotta get over it quick, because he's gotta be in New York City for one of these fucking movies. Wouldn't that be nice? Spider-Man in New York City.
Yeah. That's why, like, Homecoming's.
Yeah, because he's in New York, and I mean, No Way Home obviously is in New York a bit too, but that's
It's own fucking thing too. It like exists on an island and of its own. You know, like,
oh, you wanted New York Spider-Man? Here's 3 of them and like 9 villains.
yeah.
And
Well, they basically did
makes you cry.
Sinister Six without actually doing Sinister Six because there were only 5 of them.
Yeah. Tom Holland was basically the 5th or the 6th.
Yeah.
You just had to talk him down. Or no, Venom was there.
He was technically there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was just kind of waiting until his IP died.
The Venom fumble will always be crazy to me. That's what I've said. I literally liked the Craven the Hunter movie more than I liked Venom 3.
I still haven't
Because
watched
by the
Venom
time I was
2.
watching fucking Venom 3, I was like, dude, fuck this. Like, by the end of it, this is what it all was, and now it's over. Like, did you enjoy this version of that? Like, oh my God. That movie's so fucking stupid. That movie, again, if you haven't seen it, it ends on a Maroon 5 song. The last 2 minutes of the movie is the "It's for the ones that we've had, it's for the one that we can't put away."
Okay.
And it's Tom Hardy walking around sad.
I thought it'd be moves like Jagger and then Tom Hardy and Venom.
Great
dancing.
ending, great ending. No, they play it for the emotion of it, which makes it more cringe. Like, you're supposed to be like, oh my God.
Would Venom die? I didn't watch it.
Yeah. Spoilers. Yeah, he dies. It's dumb. It's dumb. It's like literally fucking dumb. There's like there's another research facility. That's like everyone. There's a research facility in the what the hell? So there's the third one's like there's another research facility. The whole movie's him running around, and they obviously saved on the budget by creating a plot device where if he turns into Venom, whatever thing is hunting him can find him. So it means that like for most of the movie, he's not turned into Venom. It's just the voice in his head or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then the movie ends with like Venom sacrifices himself basically to save Eddie. So Venom dies, but Eddie lives, and then the movie ends with like something that wasn't even a callback to the first movie, which would have been like way more satisfying or feel like gratifying in some way, but it's halfway through Venom 3. Venom says something like, I would love to see the Empire State Building. And then Tom Hardy's like, okay, buddy, one day we will. And then the movie ends with Tom Hardy and the Maroon 5 songs playing, and he's looking at the Empire State Building.
Wow.
Or no, the Statue of Liberty. That's what it is. It's really dumb.
Why did Venom want to see the Statue of Liberty?
It's over, and then it's done. Like, it just ends on a bummer, too. These movies are goofy as hell. Like, be goofy and silly. Instead, it's just like, it ends on just like this weird bummer with this fucking shitty Maroon 5 song playing. That movie sucks.
Do you think the movie would have been better if there was a post-credit scene where Eddie's just sitting there on a bench, and then like Venom just walks into frame, and he's like, "I'm not really dead." Whoa! And then it just cuts
that
to
would
Eddie's
be
face.
funny.
Like,
I would have laughed. Oh yeah, it would have gone up a whole half point for me.
And then like there's a text that says Venom may return if this movie does
might.
well.
Yeah. Maybe you'll see Venom again with a question mark. Okay.
Venom 4?
But also like
Only Disney deal?
The way they introduced this new villain is really stupid, and he's just some CGI Andy Serkis bullshit.
Just another symbiote.
No, you can maybe explain Venom 3, and it's so dumb. It's like it starts off and you're seeing like a black void. It looks like a really shitty like Star Wars planet or something. It looks like shit though. It looks like a very shitty version of that, like a fan film.
Right.
And you see like in the darkness there's this guy with long white hair, but for some reason his face is CG, which is another thing that fucking pisses me off. If it's some humanoid alien, just fucking put somebody in makeup.
I'm Steve.
Like, I'm so sick of this fucking bullshit. Like, why is it a CGI face? Just fucking paint somebody's face white. Like,
because then you gotta figure out in pre-production what you're doing instead of do it in post-production.
Yeah, right. I mean, this movie very much feels like they're making it up as they go along. But, like, it's a dude and he has this long white hair and he's surrounded by other symbiotes and like these big like kind of kaiju-y things. And for some reason, somehow he can open a portal to send other symbiotes or these kaiju things other places, but he can't go through it himself. Like, he can open these like Doctor Strange portals, but he can't do it. So he's stuck in some like prison or something, and he's like, I know where Venom is. Find Venom. And he's like obscured by shadows. So then the whole movie is he sends this kaiju thing after Venom. Venom's on the run, trying to run away from it the whole movie, while also the government's trying to find him because there's this research lab in the desert and they have more symbiotes and whatever. And so then you see this main villain once in the beginning, like in shadow, who's like, go find, he's just a stupid, characterless, nefarious villain, like, go find Venom and bring him to me.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie's happening, and then at the end of the movie he like sends more kaijus or whatever, and then they're beaten, and he's just like, no. It's over, because then it turns out like this man actually is what created the symbiotes. He's this alien that it feels like they're trying to do Thanos and also do like the engineer from Guardians 3 and then also do like, and like trying to set him up as maybe a big villain in other Sony Spider-Verse movies that clearly are never going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So he's in like 2 scenes total of this final movie. It's really bad. And then it just ends like, yeah, he's like, damn.
And
Have
Venom
not
dies for
killed.
some reason.
What?
Then Venom dies for some reason.
And then Venom just dies because at this research facility, like the military and the government finally figure out that like the symbiotes themselves are not evil. Whatever. And so then the movie ends with like the scientists at this lab let the symbiotes attach to them so they can fight these kaiju fucking things. And then in order to like blow them all up, like somebody has to sacrifice themselves to set off some kind of bomb or something, and it's Venom goes down,
Okay.
and then that's it. Yeah. And there's like a subplot of this family that like are alien hunters and stuff. That was like my favorite part of the movie, just because it was like knowingly stupid.
It's annoying that there's no live action version of Spider-Man and Venom just kind of like chit-chatting.
Yeah. The
I
closest
want
you
that.
get is Spider-Man 3, which is
Not
a mixed
close.
bag.
Yeah. I'm thinking of like the PS1 Spider-Man game where it's like Spider-Man's in the office with J. Jonah Jameson and like Scorpion's there for some reason and then he beats up Scorpion and then Venom swings in. He's like, Spider-Man, we gotta go. Carnage is here or something. And he's like, what? Ah, and then he just jumps out the window. Like, he's like, why'd you break the window? And then he follows him.
That to me is always like the other like unbelievable fumble of Sony verse of like these people just had no fucking clue what they're doing. Is like if the whole deal is that you have the rights to Spider-Man and then you like made some backdoor deal with Marvel to put him in their movies, let there be an MCU Spider-Man and then just fucking have another Spider-Man. Just make it Andrew Garfield, or
Yeah.
if you're going to be dumb about it, bring in some fucking CW kid and have him be a secondary character in these fucking movies, and it doesn't have to have anything to do with MCU. I'll
Just-
never understand why they didn't just make another Spider-Man.
They tried.
That to be seen, like the clear way to connect all these movies is you're going to make movies about the villains, okay, and make them the main characters, okay, but then have Spider-Man in the back, like so you're seeing each movie is from a villain's perspective, and as the protagonist, and then you also have Spider-Man swinging around,
What they were
which
trying
like
to
they
do with
kind
Madam
of
Web.
imply in Morbius. You get like he's in a newspaper, and then you get one scene of like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man's painted on a wall. It's like a mural of him, but then they don't. But then he's nowhere. And then
Maybe-
Madam Web, where
Maybe
it's like
that was the movie that was supposed to set up the heroes of the universe. It was Madam Web and the Spider Girls.
yeah, who all of their iconography is clearly taken from Spider-Man, and then you have
Yeah.
Ben Parker and all that shit in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Like Uncle Ben is in Madam Web. Uncle Ben in there, and
Oh, I know why. Because Madam Web can see the future of the baby,
yeah,
and then she's like, "Oh, you're Spider-Man. That's kind of looks pretty sick. Hey guys, I got a costume idea."
yeah.
And then
what
somehow
it gets
the villain
Well,
of
but then
Madam
it's
Web
also
also saw
implying
that.
that Spider-Man got his costume idea from the evil Spider-Man in Madam Web. The evil Spider-Man is just wearing an evil Spider-Man costume.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a mess. It's a mess.
How do the optics of this work in New York? Like they see another Spider-Man, but this one's good now. It's like that.
Right? Wouldn't they
They'd be like,
immediately be
this is
scared of him if they
propaganda.
have?
A red and white Spider-Man now, and he's beating up thugs. Yeah, no, he's a cop. He's a superhero cop.
Yeah.
These are either staged or he's just targeting poor people and beating them up. You tell me that blind bitch, Madam Web, sees the future? Are you kidding me? No.
Dude.
She's a Nepo
You
baby.
look up evil Spider-Man, and the first shit that comes up is in the movie Madam Web. The villain is referred to as an evil Spider-Man.
Let me
Like
stop.
Spider-Man doesn't even exist. He's just evil Spider-Man. Why? That was the dumbest decision of the whole fucking movie to me. Of all the dumb decisions in that movie, giving the villain an evil Spider-Man costume was the dumbest. Because then it just makes nothing make any sense.
He looks dopey in it too. Like there's,
Yeah.
I'll show it on here. Yeah, like what is this stance he's at? He's wearing a helmet underneath his mask too, which is another thing you can tell.
Yeah, they're pretty obvious with it.
Just like I'm evil Spider-Man. I don't have a neck.
I just don't get why he has a fucking costume like that in general. It's just outside of to sell toys, but again, it's like
Why would he have a
even if I'm
costume
a
at
kid,
all?
like, it's just dumb.
What's this whole MO? Like he's rich, right?
Yeah, I mean they underwrite him in the movie in terms of like trying to understand what his motivation even is, but then in terms of what he's based on, like he's completely. They use the name Ezekiel Sims, and he has the same thing. Like in the comics, there's a guy named Ezekiel Sims who is wealthy, who has the powers of Spider-Man, but those are where the similarities end.
Yeah.
Like in the movie, he's just a different fucking guy. Like the character in the comics is like you could call him like an anti-hero or whatever. He's kind of back and forth on his heroism, but
He's not an 80-yard evil Spider-Man.
yeah.
Yeah. Cheap viewers on streamboot.com. Okay. Get instant
Where are
restricted, idiot. Sorry, there's just someone that popped up in chat that got insta-banned by the Automod. Pretty funny.
How many viewers can we get?
No.
Wait, all you need is my credit card information. Sure.
Get 100 fake viewers?
You just need me to send you my social security number? No problem.
Okay, Elon Musk.
Musk, dude.
Not allowed to talk about politics on this one.
Yeah, no politics here.
Anyway, Daredevil finale. I love the part when they killed all the cops who were crooked, and then the mayor
Yeah.
of New York was like full evil, and there was a loophole from the 1800s that he's trying to abuse to do his evil bidding.
Yeah, because it means that this area on Red Hook is like an island in and of itself. It's, beyond.
Yeah, it's an old law that he's kind of breaking the spirit of the Constitution to even enact,
Which, again, though, all this shit is what leads me back to the Matt girlfriend therapist character just being so dense.
Yeah.
What
She's an
exactly do
idiot.
you fucking think is happening here? You're supposedly so intellectual, but you. What? What the fuck do you think is going on?
I think it just ends at emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
I don't think that extends to recognizing authoritarianism.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. Season 2, Daredevil. President Fisk enacts the Alien Sedition Act, Illegal Alien Sedition Act.
I think season 2 is going to open up with She-Hulk knocks on the door and he goes, "What are you doing here?" And she goes, "Daredevil, I'm pregnant." And then he's going to go, "Wait, what?" And then after that, it's going to be like 9 months later, and it's going to be like, he's going to like have a little green baby who's also blind.
Blind, yeah. For no reason.
I was like, wow, this blind She-Hulk baby, I don't even have time to be Daredevil anymore. And then
And the baby's super strong. Yeah.
And then evil Spider-Man
baby.
shows up and evil Spider-Man's trying to kill the baby.
Yeah, and for some reason they're just running away from him.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope.
She-Hulk could just throw the baby at him and turn him into goo, but yeah, no, that's exciting. Foggy's there. Don't explain it. Foggy's there, and he's also got like super strength now, like Wilson Fisk. He can punch into concrete walls.
She-Hulk, like, "I'm here. This is your baby, and you need to take it, Trick." And he goes, "What? Oh fuck!" And then he's like, "Damn, let me call my boy." And then Foggy shows up, and then
do-rag.
And then the Punisher moves in, and it's like 3 men and a baby.
Yeah. The Punisher keeps pulling a gun on the baby and shooting it, but it's the Hulk baby, so it's fine.
Shut up! Frank,
you can't do that. It's a baby.
Shut the damn baby.
He doesn't feel it. He doesn't feel it. Shut up, Brad. Shut up, Brad. You think you know my pain?
Yeah.
You think you know for a second what it's like to hear a baby crying in your ears? When you could have had your own baby? I don't give a shit who you are.
Yeah.
And Foggy's like, "Sup, cuh? Chill out, bro. It's a baby."
Chill out, man.
And then She-Hulk's like, boys, please. Looks at the camera. This is stupid.
Yeah.
This is ratchet.
That's ratchet. And no, every episode ends with She-Hulk like getting in a fight with one of Matt's girlfriends. It's like every episode.
Yeah, another of the
He ends
5
with
girlfriends.
Carrot. Yeah.
Karen, Rosario Dawson. Who else? Evil She-Hulk.
Therapist shit, yeah.
The therapist.
The evil She-Hulk shows.
Mary Jane.
Where's my baby? What? This is good. I mean, we should have pitched this to Disney.
Yeah. Wilson Fisk's wife. I already forgot her name. Vanessa. Yeah.
Every fight is them just like pulling each other's hair and screaming.
They all have weaves.
And it's Daredevil just going, "Yo, chill. I can't even get a minute, man. I can't even get a minute to myself up in here, man. Shut up. Bitch, shut up." Sounds good.
Maybe Frank should be like in like a full body cast, but he's like
He's just like
he's
grunting
doing
the whole
dip.
time. And then he just pulls out his gun.
Yeah.
Grunt. Somebody just run out. Shoots it in the air. "Everybody shut up. Red, get these ratchet bitches out of our apartment."
Where? Get this fucking baby out of here.
"Somebody take the baby."
I'm gonna punish it.
Punish it.
Door gets kicked open. I am Steve.
Yeah. Whoa!
Then the baby's
First
like,
we mine, then we craft.
"Yes, I'm the baby. I love this."
Yeah, this sounds like one of those fucking videos. I haven't seen them much anymore, but you know those videos that are clearly made by like just some weird dude in fucking India or something. Well, it'll be like Spider-Man and he's having sex with the She-Hulk, and then there's like a baby Spider. They
Yeah,
get on a motorcycle and it'll be like, eh! And there's like a
Spider-Man and
toilet
Elsa.
in a field. It's like nonsense.
Yeah.
You dance around the toilet. That and live actions
Yeah, we could do it in live action.
with guns. That's the thing. That but you got guns, drugs.
I think it would be good if like She-Hulk, if whoever we get for She-Hulk, we don't paint them green or anything. It's just a shirt that says She-Hulk on it or something.
Yeah.
Minimal
No,
effort
she
into
should just
costumes.
wear tattered like clothes, and that she gets wet all the time. So, like, throws a bucket of water on her. Ah,
You could have a
no!
PA run in from off screen, like with the sound
Yeah, they
boom
got a
thing,
headset on.
and then like just dump water. Come on,
Oh,
I've got court later.
yeah. Well, guess I gotta go argue my case in this.
Come on, guys, she's got court later. That's Matt.
Punishers. Boom, 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 boom.
This is a better show than Secret Invasion.
It is better.
We could
than
bring Maria Hill back
Yeah, just bring her back.
for no reason.
Man, I'm pregnant. Just have every episode is like every woman who's ever been in the MCU is like that. Got me pregnant.
Then he's like, "Oh, I could have sworn I heard it fall out.
Oh,
I would have heard the condom break. I pulled out. I would have heard me squirt."
and then and Foggy's just chilling, and he's got grills, and he's just like, "Man, you crazy, man? Are you crazy, bro? What are you gonna do?"
He's just there. It says Foggy on his.
It's just R.I.P. Foggy.
R.I.P.
What?
Foggy is 8.
What is this?
That's 8.
Yeah, it's like doubled on top of it.
R.I.P. F and then O.G.G.Y. Then he's got little horns on his thumbs. He can like.
I'm a villain. I'm evil.
I am blood. I'm a daredevil.
I'm making coffee.
It'll solve this situation. Let's go cup of coffee. You want a cup, Karen? I'm pregnant. Son of a bitch. And I don't know who the daddy is.
Yeah, I don't know who it is. Foggy. And the Foggy's like, and I'm dead. Don't make any sense. Have you watched it? Is he a ghost? I don't understand this.
Is this just gonna end up being what if? Like what if? No, this can't be what this has to be canon.
Yeah, it's canon.
There's no twist or anything, it's just unexplained. Like there's no WandaVision twist, there's no what if, there's no Agatha going on. It's just
Captain
Foggy's
Marvel,
not
Matt,
dead.
I'm pregnant. When did he even meet her?
Can't you just abort it? He's like, oh yeah. And just squeezes her like abs.
Jeez, look at it. I see.
As soon as she does that, she switches places with fucking like Kamala Khan from the Marvels movie. I don't even remember what the plot of that was. They switched places though.
That was the plot. Yeah,
I don't know if they fixed that.
They do at the end
Oh, okay.
because Maria sacrifices herself, but not really. She just ends up in an X-Men world.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Beast is there. Fucking, she's gonna show up in the fucking movie, isn't she?
Pretty dumb. She's gotta, yeah. I don't
That's
think
gonna be how they're
announced
gonna
it.
get there. They're gonna track her back to fucking 616. And be like, you have teleportation powers. Quick, X-Men,
Yeah.
come to me. And then they all teleport.
The leaks have shown Wong is involved somehow with the X-Men shit, but
Bring me the X-Men.
Supreme.
Bring me the X-Men. The portal opens, the X-Men's there.
Jean Grey. Matt, I'm pregnant. What the...
I haven't even had sex with you yet. That's my superpower. I get pregnant.
Yeah. I was like, get pregnant. Scores.
Chicken jockey!
If this day get any worse,
Chicken jockey!
Huggy, well, I'm dead.
let me tell you something. Let me tell you
Shut
something.
No,
I
I'm
don't-
dead, right?
No,
Chill
Foggy,
out,
you're not
dude.
dead.
Chill out, chill out.
Chill out, chill out. And then they fight again. She-Hulks are fighting. There should be a B plot of
Pregnant again.
baby Hulk got out and is just having an adventure, like in the sewer. And then like goes up like in a
Yeah,
big
the side
business
plot
building.
is just like a fucking baby's day out.
Yeah. Ends up like in a big Wall Street building and it's like, I found this green baby. And it's like, oh, how cute. And then like, put it in a suit, put it in a suit. And then they have a baby suit. And then it falls out of the building.
It's complete
Yeah.
brain rot.
Bad. No, the baby falls out of the building and lands on a chicken.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Chicken jockey!
Jason Momoa's there. He screams.
Is it all? That brings it all full circle.
Yeah, he screams and then kicks it, and then the baby flies through the air back through the window into Matt's apartment.
That's the end of season 1. Whatever we're doing, season 2. That's the end.
It's the end of something. I'm loving this.
Nick Fury. Matt, I'm pregnant.
And then Nick Fury's wife walks in. I'm pregnant too. Am I alive? I don't remember. I might have had cancer. I can't remember the plot.
He's an alien.
Same thing.
His wife, I think she lived. I don't know, man. All right, let's wrap this up. We gave the review, and hopefully people are listening back. Or if you're on YouTube, go find us on Instagram and watch us on Twitch.
Find me on Facebook.
Don't find me on Facebook. Leave me alone on Facebook.
Yeah, don't add me or anything. Just find me.
Fine.
So then I show up in your recommended friends to add.
Find me, screenshot it, then find me on Discord. Send me that picture. Say I know where you live. Say I'm going to follow you. Say now I'm following you. Find me in this market. Take a picture of me while I'm buying soup. Send that to me. Say I see you. Peekaboo.
You heard it here first. Do all those things.
Max would like to be stalked.
If you could knock on my door and come in and then just say, Max, I'm pregnant. But film it selfie style.
Yes, Max, I'm pro.
Film it selfie style. Say, Max, I'm pregnant. And I'm behind you. I'm like, who are you? And then the video is an hour long and it's uncut.
Oh, speaking of videos, we'll show that tomorrow, I guess. But I did review the Happy Meal, the Minecraft Happy Meal. That
Did a review.
it's
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 really good.
reviewed the Minecraft Happy Meal.
Are they still selling that right now?
Apparently, yeah.
How much was it? How much is a Happy Meal? I haven't had one in a long time. Right, how much was that?
Priceless.
All right, thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Daredevil. Are we woke yet? Immediate reaction review. We won't be doing this again until next year, unless we die. Or something else happens and we stop the stream forever.
Cool. I think the official rating of the season overall from us is a 3.5, and the episode is a 4.25.
Yeah.
We're gonna give it a 4.5.
Why not? Hey, want to see something cool? Want a sneak peek of something I'm working very slowly on?
Sure. Nothing's happening.